DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
It's over! There's no way back from this, surely!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it?
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. Press conference live on DAZN. Good evening and hello from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. On Saturday night, right here in Riyadh, 16 fighters will walk the walk. But tonight, they talk the talk. It's time for the press conference as we count down the hours towards Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull for the Super-Middleweight Undisputed Championship.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, Saturday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, Canelo versus Scull. The King stakes his legacy once more for the undisputed crown. Standing in his way is Warrior Scull, undefeated and poised to decimate the division. On a knockout weekend of boxing. Get Canelo versus Scull, Saturday, May 3rd. Live exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.
And we welcome you back to Riyadh as we build up to an undisputed super middleweight showdown between Canelo Alvarez and William Scull. We're 2 days away from fight night, so it's time for the fighters to face the media at tonight's press conference. Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Grisham. Claudia Trejos on the stage with us, as well as Sergio Mora. Chris Mannix, unfortunately, will be with us in a few minutes. He's hosting the press conference. I stole that line from you, Sergio. I know you wanted to take a shot at Chris. Do you like him when he's not here?
Well, I actually enjoy it, but he does a good job up there, so I can't hate too much. But yeah, I love the fact that Claudia Trejos is here.
I'm invited. I'm honored. I'm hanging out with the gents. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to tonight. Yesterday, it was the open workout. Canelo was a no-show. He had a training conflict. I know a lot of people are looking deeper into that, Claudia. What do you make of Canelo not being here?
let's start from the top. At this point in time, they're doing something called parallel training. And if we know anything about Canelo, it's his work ethic and his dedication to his preparation. Right now, his focus is being ready. And we know there's a time change, there's a weather difference. He has to get acclimated. He has to get adjusted to the time change. Remember, we're going to be actually walking in at 5 a.m. At least he's going to be walking in at 5 a.m. That doesn't come easy. So he needs to focus on that. And he wants to give us a show, and that's why he couldn't show up yesterday.
It could be that, or it could be Mexican mind games. Because
Oh,
look, this is the type of things that a lot of A-sides like doing. Whenever they're in a different atmosphere, they want to make the opponent feel like, look, it's my show. It's going to be on my terms. If I show up, if El Gran Jefe shows up, then that's when the show begins. I love the fact that he's doing that, or like you said, he's acclimated. But he's been here a few weeks already. I think his body should have acclimated by now. I'm weighing in more on the mind games.
Well, we're just minutes away from the press conference starting, and if it's anything like the press conference we saw yesterday in New York City, it is going to be fireworks. Did you see that, Sergio? I mean, Bill Haney was about to attack Oscar De La Hoya. What's going on?
Hey, listen, I love that. First of all, Bill Haney wanted to beat your butt. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to go Oscar De La Hoya. I love the fact that Oscar got up, almost took off his sport jacket. That's how you sell a fight. And then you got Ryan Garcia finally talking and being himself. That's what you want to see more of. Devin Haney smiling, goading the crowd. He wants that. Man, I love this. I cannot wait for Friday.
And did you guys hear Tio in the back egging everybody on? I loved it. I love the fact that it's a whole team. Everybody's showing up. And Teofimo with that mask, he was amazing. Taking selfies with the fans. I mean, this is really how fighters get acquainted with their fans and literally sell the show.
That fight will be live and exclusively on DAZN Friday night. And for more on yesterday's press conference, let's check in with the guys in New York City.
Ryan Garcia making his return to, some would say, the scene of the crime here in New York. Ryan, Rolly Romero, it's one to watch. Tell us why, Ak.
Well, obviously, one of the faces of boxing in Ryan Garcia, who's famous outside of the boxing ring, on social media. The young people love him. The fight fans are starting to really respect him after his last performance. Like before the controversy, they said, wait, this kid can punch, he has speed. He knows how to entertain. Even at the presser, the way he looked, he looks strong, he looks comfortable. And guess what? What stands out to me is he's at a weight where he's comfortable. We know that he struggled against Tank. We know he didn't belong at 135. There was a rehydration clause. We saw how strong he looked against Devin. Right now, he's fighting at welterweight. I think we're going to see the best version of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, that's what I noticed? You know what I noticed? All fighters say that, no, what he said didn't bother me. I don't care. You know who's the exception to that rule? Bill Haney. He gets in everybody's head rent-free. I think he charges rent. Not rent-free. He charges rent in their head.
Then I don't want no problems with Bill, because, my pocket's light right now.
Especially in New York City.
I pay New York rent already. I can't afford that. And look, so this is what he does. Psychological games. Interrupts all your good moments. This is your time to shine. This is your time for the media and all the fans to look at you. He's going to bring you out of your comfort zone. That's psychological warfare.
Smart man.
And as far as his opponent, obviously we talked about Ryan, we talked about Bill, we talked about Devin. We got to give respect to the power in the hands of Rolly Romero.
Rolly's dangerous. Rolly's usually a guy who gets attention. Rolly's usually a guy who likes to get under his opponent's skin. He's been real laid back this entire promotion. I think he realizes there's no pressure on him. Yeah. So why put pressure on himself? Just let everybody else do the talking.
Yes.
At today's press conference, he was just laying back, feet up on the table, just taking in the show like everybody else. And I think that's the right mindset going into this fight. He needs to be loosey-goosey. His bread and butter is that big right hand. That's all he has to worry about, connecting that right hand to Ryan's chin.
Whereas to land it is one time.
Exactly. Only takes one shot.
I think also he's a little bit grateful. He knows this is the ticket that got him in. That ticket is Ryan Garcia. Like, remember I had a sparring match with you? And he even said privately, he said, you know what, if I get with the prettiest girl, I'm going to let everybody know.
And I like,
that was you, Ryan.
I like Doug's point, but because there's so many stars on the stage, he's like, I don't have to sell this fight. These guys are doing enough. I'll do my talking in the ring.
They all will, and Friday night is going to be epic. Live from Times Square, May 2nd. Do not miss it. Presented by The Ring, live on DAZN. Let's send it back to the guys.
Well, this weekend, make sure you join us for 2 incredible nights of fights. On Friday, May 2nd, Ryan Garcia takes on Rolly Romero in Times Square, New York City, presented by The Ring Magazine and Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Then it's Destination Riyadh on Saturday night as Canelo Alvarez headlines a stacked card as he faces William Scull for the undisputed Super-Middleweight Championship of the world. And I said a stacked card. Why don't we look at it, Sergio? The first 4 fights of the night, which one of these are you most interested in?
Listen, I'm really interested in this Cuban-Mexican style of Brayan Leon, but of course I want to see the pro debut of Marco Verde, a Mexican Olympian. I want to see how he transitions from the amateurs to the pros. That's going to be a big deal right there.
I really enjoy Richard Riyadh just because I want to see his transition into the big guys, and he's so long arms, long legs. I want to see how he handles not just the size, but the punch coming at him.
Yeah, Riyadh moving up to heavyweight after a successful stint in the Cruiserweight division, although he did lose his last fight to Chris Billum-Smith last year. Now to the final 4 fights of the night, and all of these are bangers, Sergio, especially that Martin Bakole Efe Ajagba heavyweight showdown.
You read my mind, because this is exactly what Bakoli wants to prove, that he's still the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. He needs to have a knockout tonight, but Ajagba is looking for the exact same thing. Big right hand, a big man. Both of these guys are at the top level. They want to prove they belong. But Bakole, I'm telling you, that fight's going to be 3 rounds max. Don't blink.
And what do you have to say about Jaime Munguia? Again, a lot of pressure on this young man. He was a champ. He was dethroned. Now he gets an immediate rematch. He needs to make adjustments. And on his way, Bruno Surace has absolutely nothing to lose except his pride. At this point in time, he wants to show everybody that it wasn't just a draw of the luck.
And then, of course, the main event, Saul Canelo Alvarez and William Scull for the undisputed Super-Middleweight World Championship. We'll hear from both of those fighters a little later on tonight. First things first, it'll be all the other fighters on the dais, the other 7 fights, 14 fighters. We're about to hear from them right now here live from Riyadh at Boulevard City. And on the stage, everybody's favorite ring announcer, it's Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for Fatal Fury World Championship Boxing this Saturday, May 3rd, from the A&B Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We would first like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Al Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry, Canelo Promotions, Agon Sports and Events, and Sella, along with their great sponsors: Riyadh Season, STA, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, and Arena Fitness Innovation. A big thanks to those great sponsors. It will be broadcast live worldwide on DAZN, and final tickets are available through WeBook.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our undercard press conference participants are already seated, so let's now hand things over to your host. He is one half of DAZN's new show, The Fighter and the Writer. Let's welcome Mr. Chris Mannix.
Thank you, Thomas. That is excellent cross-promotion. I appreciate it. And welcome, everyone, to Fatal Fury Canelo versus Scull for the undisputed Super-Middleweight Championship of the world. I am Chris Mannix, part of the DAZN broadcast team, and privileged to be back here in Riyadh, which over the last few years has become home to some of the biggest events in this sport. And this one is no different. Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, still one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the entire world, make his first professional appearance outside of North America, taking on William Scull, the undefeated IBF 175-pound world champion. It is a fantastic main event, but as you can see on the dais, we have an incredible undercard with some high-stakes fights across multiple weight classes. And I want to introduce these fighters and give them a chance to talk a little bit about why they're here. And I want to start with Mighty Mo, Muhammad Ali Kal, fighting today for his fighting on Sunday in his 4th professional fight. 3 fights, Mo, 3 wins, all coming right here in your home country of Saudi Arabia. Are you starting to get comfortable fighting here?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great, and I'm always thankful for these opportunities. I've been working really hard in the gym, and hopefully I can put on a great performance for my people.
You've been training with Joe Gallagher, one of the UK's top trainers. What have been some of the things, as you've turned professional, that you guys have been working on?
Yeah, I've learned a lot from Joe. He's helped me, to stay disciplined in the gym and what hard work really is. So, yeah, I'm really thankful and grateful.
You're trying to grow your career, of course, put yourself in position for bigger and better fights, but you're also trying to grow boxing here in Saudi Arabia. How important is it to you to be an example for young kids looking up to you who might get into boxing in the future?
Yeah, I mean, just work hard and, sky's the limit. I've been working really hard, and that's the most important thing.
So in your 4th pro fight, what can fans expect on Saturday night?
A great performance, inshallah.
All right, we're looking forward to that. That will open our show Sunday morning here in Riyadh, Saturday night over in the United States. I want to introduce Marco Verde, the young pro making his pro debut, part of Team Canelo and getting ready to shine the pro ranks. First time, 6-round fight for Marco Verde. Marco, your first time experiencing all this as a professional. Kind of what's been going through your mind during this week?
Sí, en primer lugar, Marco, es tu primera vez como experimentando todo esto. ¿Qué te está pasando por la mente ahora mismo?
No puedo estar más emocionado. Pues gracias a Eddie Reynoso por esta oportunidad y por supuesto que la voy a aprovechar.
I couldn't be happier. I have to say thank you to Eddie Reynoso for this opportunity, and it's an opportunity that I'm going to take full advantage of.
Well, Marco, boxing is a family affair for you. Your father was an Olympian in 1992. Have you always believed that boxing was in your blood, that boxing was what you were destined to do?
Sí, pues el boxeo, no cabe duda que está en la familia. Tu padre compitió en los Juegos Olímpicos en 1992. ¿Siempre sabías que estaba ahí en la sangre y que habías ese boxeador?
Sí, antes era beisbolista y creo que, bueno, el béisbol es un deporte que me encanta y que amo, pero aún así creo que el boxeo cuando inicié, siendo que era algo más para mí, lo sentía que lo llevaba en la sangre y pues gracias a eso logré una medalla olímpica y pues ya me espera un futuro por delante.
Yeah, to be honest, I knew before I got into boxing, I played baseball. It was a sport I truly loved, But when I started boxing, I knew it was for me. I felt that it was in my blood, and I think I've got a big future in boxing.
I watched a lot of you in the Olympics. A lot of people watched you win the silver medal in the 2024 Olympics. First time, though, fighting as a pro. What can people who haven't seen you expect to see in your first pro fight?
Sí, ¿qué puede esperar la gente a verte en tu primera pelea profesional? Obviamente te vi en los Juegos Olímpicos en Francia, donde ganaste la medalla de oro, pero obviamente tu primera pelea como profesional. ¿Qué puede esperar la gente de ti que quizás no te conoce?
Por supuesto van a una buena pelea, tanto yo como mi rival nos preparamos, yo sé que muy bien, así que va a ser una gran pelea, a 6 rounds, y pues eso, tenemos muy buena preparación y eso es lo que le daremos a la gente.
Yeah, so what you can expect from the fight on Saturday, Sunday will be a great fight. I think we'll have no doubt both prepared really well for that, so you can look forward to a good 6 rounds after a good training camp.
All right, Marco, good luck on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you in action for the first time as a professional. Well, from one decorated amateur to another, Brayan Leon, former top amateur, undefeated as a professional, 6-0, 6 knockouts. Brayan, you've been building your career while at the same time having the opportunity to help Canelo Alvarez with some of his camps. What has that experience been like for you?
Sí, pues Brayan, en primer lugar, has estado como construyendo ya, creciendo en tu carrera boxística, pero a la vez has estado ayudando a Saúl Canelo Álvarez con sus campamentos. ¿Cómo ha sido esa experiencia?
Bueno, para mí ha sido una experiencia muy grande estar compartiendo ring con uno de los mejores boxeadores de la historia y me siente muy bien entrenar con él y aprender de él para prepararme bien.
Yeah, so it's been a great experience training alongside Canelo Alvarez. You know, he's one of the greatest fighters in history, and I feel really good given the fact that I've been able to prepare with him, and I feel ready and prepared.
So Eddie Reynoso has talked about your skills, he's talked about your ring IQ, but 6-0, 6 knockouts, that's the record of a power puncher. Do you consider yourself something of a knockout artist, and what is your mindset when you step into the ring?
Sí, Eddie Reynoso ha hablado de tus habilidades dentro del cuadrilátero y que eres muy técnico también, pero si miramos el récord, 6-0, 6 KOs, eres artista de knockouts. ¿Cómo te ves como boxeador en cuanto a tu estilo y lo que puedes hacer?
Bueno, yo como boxeador me veo como un peleador fuerte, agresivo y contar con ese récord de 6-0, 6 knockouts. Este sábado voy a tratar de buscar la 7ª victoria por knockout también.
Yes, so I would describe myself as a strong, as an aggressive fighter, and you mentioned my record there, 6-0, and we're going to make sure and give everything to make it 7 knockouts on Saturday.
You are part of Team Canelo. You're also a decorated Cuban fighter. So are you Team Canelo going into this fight, or are you Team Scull?
Sí, obviamente tienes una carrera amateur también como cubano, pero también entrenas con el equipo de Canelo. Entonces, para el sábado, la pelea, ¿eres equipo Canelo o equipo Scull?
Team Canelo.
I got that interpretation, no worries. Well, good luck to you, Brayan. Looking forward to seeing you in your 7th pro fight this weekend. I want to turn to Richard Riakporhe, who many people who follow boxing very familiar with on this stage. Longtime cruiserweight contender, has fought a lot of big fights, won a lot of big fights over in the UK. Now making his debut here in Riyadh as a full-fledged heavyweight. Richard, last time we saw you coming up just a little bit short of winning a cruiserweight title. Why was now the right time for you to move up to heavyweight?
I kind of assessed with my team what's the next moves, and I think right now it's very interesting. The heavyweight division in the UK is booming, and I think this is a perfect time for me to be a part of that. There's so much fights to be made at every single level, so I thought, why not? And that's why we're here.
So let me follow up on that. You're right. The UK has kind of become home of heavyweight boxing. Most or many of the great heavyweights are either UK-based or fight in the UK. How much did that influence your decision to move up in weight?
Yeah, that influenced it quite a lot actually. You know, there's so much rivals, so many people in the division in the UK. To be fair, I think like most of the fighters on the world stage come from the UK at heavyweight. So yeah, it's just amazing to be finally be a part of that. And once when I began boxing, I always wanted to be a part of the heavyweight division. I kind of always perceived it as the pinnacle of boxing. That division is the most known. I remember when I used to tell people that I'm a cruiserweight boxer, people were like, what's cruiserweight? They didn't even know what that was, you know what I mean? But when you say heavyweight, it's got a serious ring to it, you know, so I'm happy to be able to say that now.
You're not a small guy, 6'5", so how has it felt not having to cut down to that cruiserweight limit?
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. It feels like I'm cheating, you know. I don't think a lot of heavyweight fighters understand what it feels like to make weight. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, but I've been on both sides, and it's made me very, very disciplined with the way I eat, and yeah, just to be able to fuel myself. Like I feel like I'm just much more energetic, especially in fight week. You know, I feel like I can do quite a lot, so I'm looking forward to the fight myself.
All right, I want to turn to a guy that you have been training with, Martin Bakole, heavyweight title contender. Martin, welcome back, first of all, to Riyadh. Just 2 months ago, you were here in Riyadh under very different circumstances. You took that fight against Joseph Parker on less than 2 days' notice. How are you feeling coming into this fight?
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say thank you to His Excellency for bringing me back here after Joseph Parker's fight. I feel like I don't want to talk anymore. I'm ready to face my opponent Saturday night.
You had a pretty quick turnaround after that Parker fight. Maybe took a day or two off and got right back in the gym to get ready for this one. Do you feel like you're going to be at your best on Saturday night?
Parker fight, that was not my fight. This was my fight. Parker just a call, I just received a call, I was back home in Congo. They called me to come and save the show. But Ajagba fight, that's the fight I was having 3 months before Parker's fight. So I'm all ready.
You and Efe Ajagba have been heavyweights in this division for a while now. Probably thought once or twice about potentially facing him in the past. What kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday?
I'm asking him to be tough because he's going to get punishment.
All right, well, good luck. We're looking forward to that fight on Saturday. Martin Bakole back here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let's turn to his opponent, Efe Ajagba. Efe, welcome. And I'd ask you the same question. You know, Martin Bakole, you have probably known about him for a long time, both you African-born fighters. How are you feeling going into this fight?
First and foremost, I want to thank the SLSA for this opportunity to be here, for giving me this opportunity to be here. Thank you, the SLSA, and thank the fans. Thanks Saudi Arabia for having me here today. I'm looking forward to the fight against Martin Bakole. You know, it's nothing new to me. I'm looking forward to the fight.
Last time we saw you in Saudi, you came up short against Frank Sanchez. How do you think you've improved as a fighter since then?
At that fight, I was not fully prepared, but this fight is going to be different. I want to bring all out in my body to be on the fight, to prepare for this fight.
You say this fight is going to be different. What kind of fight are you expecting from Martin Bakole?
I want to bring out all the beasts in me to fight these fights. I want to see what he got. So I'm just focused on my game plan, stick to my game plan, and get the victory done. I'm going to conquer this fight. I want to be Africa #1.
Stop talking about Africa #1. You know what you're going to get. You know what is waiting for you.
I'm the Africa #1, you know it.
You're talking shit, man.
Yeah,
Stop
man. I'll beat the shit out of you. All right.
Let me see.
All right.
Stop talking about Africa
All right, you got
I'm
confidence?
#1. Your brother Joshua knows
All
that
right,
I'm
you
#1.
better be ready.
Let's see.
You better be ready.
Let's see.
You better be ready.
You're talking shit.
Trust me. You better be ready. You're talking shit.
We'll see.
You keep talking shit.
Don't run.
I'm going to close your mouth.
Don't run.
Trust me.
Do not fucking
I will
run
close
in the
your
ring.
mouth.
But
Who you think you are? You call yourself a boogie man?
I never mentioned
You
myself.
say you think you're scared. Who's scared of you?
People call me.
I'm scared everywhere in
You
the
fucking
world.
talking
Trust
shit.
me.
We'll see really much in
I will beat the shit out of you.
Let's see.
Trust me.
Fuck you. Stand up.
What do you get?
We'll see.
What do you get?
You know.
What do you get?
You will know it on Sunday.
What do you get? Je sais pas ça put you down.
You're talking shit, man.
Je sais pas qu'à put you down. Now you came here talking trash.
You fucking talking shit,
you.
man.
Shut your dirty
You
mouth.
will never take that fight if
Hey,
you call, man.
me,
Fuck
I
you.
will fuck you up.
I take the fight in 24
I
hours.
will fuck you up.
Okay?
Nobody
Never
want to
sleep.
fight you.
I fly
Trust me.
some days.
Nobody want to fight you except me.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you too. Hear me? Don't play with me. I'm decided on that. Don't play with me.
No, don't push me, bro.
All right.
Don't push me.
You?
Okay?
If I push, what you want to do?
No fucking push me.
All right, we see Saturday night.
Let's see.
Saturday
Do
night, we
not
see.
run. Do not run, okay?
We see.
Do not run the ring.
You
You're
see.
going to leave the fight.
Bring everything you got. It's Saturday night. Bring it out.
Okay?
Bring it out.
We'll see.
Bring it out.
Bam.
Bring it out. I'm the Nigerian beast.
You fought nobody, okay? You fucking fight nobody. You will see. This is the first fight.
Keep opening your mouth.
This is the fight you're going to
All
face
right.
now. Wait till you see on Sunday.
All right. Bring everything you got. You're a small man, man.
Oh, man, look at your body. You have small body like this, man.
Small body.
Come on, man.
Hey, let me tell you, small body, big energy.
Oh, no.
Small body, big energy.
You will see big energy.
Small body, big energy.
You will see big Martin
You,
Bakole.
big body, small energy.
You will see big Martin Bakole, man. Just be ready.
All right, you will see.
Prepare your cheese.
Be ready.
Prepare your cheese,
Be
man.
ready. Be ready.
All right, well.
Be ready, my guy. Be ready.
Well, let me say first, we apologize for some of the language you heard there, but I got to tell you, if I wasn't excited about that fight already, I'm all the way there. Good luck to both of you on Saturday night. Jaime Munguia, I don't know how we transition from that, but you're back in what may be the most important fight of your professional career, a rematch against Bruno Surace. How are you feeling going into this fight?
Bueno, la verdad que primero que nada, gracias a todos por estar aquí, gracias a todos los que hicieron posible esta pelea, a Canelo, a Eddie Reynoso, a Sanfer. La verdad que me siento muy contento de estar aquí. La verdad que va a ser sin duda una gran pelea en un gran escenario. La verdad que me preparé con ciencia y les prometo a todos sin duda que va a ser una gran pelea.
So first and foremost, let me say thank you for everyone for making this possible, for making it possible for me to be here. I want to say thank you to Canelo, Zamfer, also to Eddie Reynoso. I'm delighted to be here, and what I can say is that we're coming into this fight, conscious of what we're going into, and what I can promise you all is a great fight.
So last December in Tijuana, that was considered by many to be a stay busy fight for you, a homecoming fight for you. What went wrong that night?
Bueno, pues yo creo que cometimos ahí ese grave error, ¿no? De salir con la mano abajo, y pues logró conectarme ese golpe. Obviamente vamos a tratar de no vamos a cometer ese error y este sábado sin duda vamos a salir con el brazo en alto.
Yeah, so I think what happened is we went out and committed, that serious, grave error of going in with my hand down, and then the shot connected with me, and what happened. But what I can say is there's no doubt that going into this fight, we'll get our hand raised for this rematch.
You made some changes after that fight, linking up with Eddie Reynoso and Team Canelo. Why did you feel the need to make that change, and what have you gained from it?
Bueno, yo creo que sin duda fue un gran cambio. Creo que me he adaptado muy bien a estar trabajando con Eddie Reynoso. Creo que es un gran entrenador, hemos mejorado muchas cosas, hemos avanzado mucho, hemos tenido un gran campamento. Entonces vengo ahora sí que de mi mejor preparación.
Yeah, so, it was a huge change that we made there. I've made lots of, adaptations to now be working with Eddie, who's a great, great coach. I think I've advanced a great deal and, gone on to kind of develop my style in a way. But what I can say is that it's been the best camp I've ever had going into Saturday.
Is this a must-win fight for you?
Sí, así es.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, your opponent had a huge win last December. Bruno Surace, who I think outside of die-hard boxing fans and people in France, not a lot of people probably heard of Bruno Surace before last December. Bruno, how has your life changed since that win?
My life has changed, and today I'm fighting on a huge card, and I know what I do to keep fighting at this level. So I'm enjoying and I'm excited to fight him again.
I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say, well, it was one punch, maybe one lucky punch. How motivated are you to prove that you can do it again?
Yes, people talk a lot about luck, but we all know boxing, and it's why today I'm him facing again. I'm determined to prove otherwise. This fight will be even more thrilling than the first bout.
You got some fans here already in the crowd. What do you have to do to beat this man a second time?
The training camp was all about hard work, and he's a champion. So I know he's been training hard too, and Saturday on May 3rd will be a massive fight.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. High-stakes fight between two top 168-pounders in that division. I want to turn to the co-main event, a Cruiserweight title fight, and as you can see here on the dais, there are two Cruiserweight belts here on the stage. Champion, officially, Badou Jack. Champion in recess, Noel Mikaelian. And Badou, I want to turn to you. You have been busy over the last couple of years. The Badou Jack Foundation is doing great things to help orphans and refugees across the world, but you haven't been in the ring since 2023. So I guess my question is, where you been, man?
I've been in the gym. I've been training hard every day. I've been out of the ring because of boxing politics, but thanks to His Excellency, I'm back.
How frustrating have these last couple of years been to not only not be able to jump up in weight and get a big fight, or to stay at Cruiserweight and defend your title?
Yeah, it's been very frustrating, but I always stay disciplined, stayed in the gym, you know, live boxing, that's my lifestyle, and we back like we never left.
You're 41 years old coming into this fight, coming off roughly a 2-year layoff. Yeah. Are you expecting any ring rust on Saturday night?
No, absolutely not. And I don't know about 41. I'm not 41.
Right. Well, let me ask you this then. What kind of fight are you expecting from Noel Mikaelian?
I mean, I was preparing for another guy, the mandatory challenger, Rosicki, but I expect a tougher fight now. So we could have picked the easy fight, and we picked him because to get to the unification fight, we had to fight him also. So I said, why not? Let's get him. And he was preparing for another fight, so yeah, here we are.
All right, well, good to see you back, Badou, and good to see you back in a world title fight against this man, Noel Mikaelian, the WBC Cruiserweight champion in recess. Noel, I'm not going to confuse people with too much sanctioning body talk, but you won the title in 2023. You never lost the title, and now you are here trying to win that full title back. How anxious are you to be recognized as the full world champion again?
I'm the full world champion. There's an agenda being pushed, and I'm here to prove that this agenda is politics. And I've been only out of the ring because of politics. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'm very grateful to Riyadh DAZN for this opportunity to fight here. And I was not picked for this fight. I stepped into this fight on 3 weeks' notice because the winner of this fight was going to face me anyways, because I'm the current champion. I was put in recess at the convention in December because of politics, and I came back 1 week afterwards and put me back from recess into fighting. So I was preparing to fight for the WBC Diamond Belt at the end of May anyways. And then one guy in this fight got injured, so I stepped in because this is a great opportunity on Canelo's Undercard. It's a great show, Riyadh DAZN. Jack is a great opponent. He's a good name, and it's a pleasure to share the ring with him and get him on my record too. So it's going to be a great fight.
You mentioned that an opponent fell out and you stepped in. How close do you feel you're going to be to 100% taking this fight on somewhat short notice?
I don't care about it. I always find a way, and I will find a way this time too. So don't worry about that.
All right. Well, Cruiserweight title will be on the line. Co-main event of Canelo against William Scull. We're going to face these guys off, and when we come back, main event press conference featuring Canelo Alvarez and William Scull.
Well, that certainly had its moments, namely Martin Bakole going off.
I love it. I mean, you could sense the fact that these guys want to get in there. They're big men, they're big power with a lot to prove. So Martin Bakole, I love the fact that he was really talkative, and that African spirit, man, that African fighter's coming out of both of them, and the crowds needed that here as well.
Yeah, wait till this stare down between Efe Ajagba and Martin Bakole could be an interesting one. Bakole from Congo, Ajagba from Nigeria. Ajagba was mentioning this is an all-African fight, and basically that seemed to tick Bakole off for some reason. And here we go, the big boys right out of the gate. Look at these massive men. Sergio, which one of these guys do you like?
Listen, on the outside, I like Ajagba. On the outside, on the inside, I like Bakole, man. Bakole throws some nice body shots, big fighters up with the uppercut. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a style of two different fighters, inside and outside. Who lands first?
Ajagba said, look, you might be the bigger guy, but I've got the bigger engine. Bakole, though, is like a zombie when he comes forward. Will that right hand of Ajagba slow him down in his tracks or just get him more angry?
No, it's going to slow him down. I mean, we've seen what Joseph Parker's right hand was able to do to Bakole, so that's only going to encourage Ajagba to land that really hard, really early, and pop him with that jab, frustrate him with that jab, and also let him know, remind him that I can also hit to the body, because look, big men aren't accustomed to getting hit to the body like that. They take it well, But when they do get hit to the body, that's when it opens up headshots. So Ajagba, if he did his homework, if he knows what to do inside that ring, if he prepared for it, this could be early night.
I love the confidence Ajagba is showing right now. He is the underdog in this fight, and let's not forget, Bakoli was recently the boogeyman. But that Joseph Parker quick knockout obviously changed that narrative a little bit.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's going to be the fight of the night. You know it is. As long as it lasts.
I've been saying it for 3 days now, and now you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, man. But I wish they had better music to that stare down. It was like a tropical music outside. These two big men, they need an ominous music, ominous
like
soundtrack.
Terminator.
There you go. Or the Jaws theme or something.
Bakoli tried to make him flinch, and Ajagba not having any of it. And now Bruno Surace and Jaime Munguia.
This is a rematch. Scheduled 10 rounds in the super-middleweight division. Brunello Surace versus Jaime Munguia.
You heard Munguia basically say, I have no choice but to win this fight. My entire career is on the line.
Munguia's career is on the line. The reputation, the championship, everything that he's done for the last 5-10 years is on the line right now. And Bruno, he took that all the way with one right hand. He wants to prove that it wasn't luck, it wasn't lightning in a bottle. And these guys, unlike the other fight, unlike Bakole and Ajagba, they do all their talking in the ring. Two classy gentlemen, two classy warriors, and believe me, they're gonna leave it all in the ring tomorrow.
This is our co-main event. Saturday scheduled 12 rounds for the WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Noel, the Dark Horse Mikaelian versus Badou Jack, the Ripper.
Mikaelian's got a chip on his shoulder. You heard him say, listen, I'm the champ. I never lost in the ring. It's all politics. Someone has an agenda, and I'm going to set the record straight Saturday.
Well, that's the beauty of this fight. And Badou Jack, you know, he has the championship experience. He's been in there with the bigger names. He has a lot of fights under his record. The close wins, he has 3 draws, so that means he's always gonna compete, even with the best. There's an opportunity for Badou Jack to do something great and continue his legacy, continue his career, even at this stage of his career at 41.
Well, there's a lot of energy in here. I didn't think we were going to have this kind of energy tonight.
Well, I think Bakole and Ajagba got that energy started, absolutely. And the fans are getting ready, man, because they know it's, you know, that spirit's coming around. You know, it's getting closer to fight night.
So that's the way the cookie crumbles as far as every fight except for the main event. Coming up, we'll hear from Canelo Alvarez and William Scull. But first, let's get you set for a massive event coming to DAZN this summer.
Greatness comes to DAZN this summer. The world's best players will be summoned together to decide the greatest club on earth.
Vinicius, great chance to score.
Goats will battle Wonder Kids. Fire will meet ice. From Boca to Bayern, PSG to Palmeiras, 32 clubs from across the globe will compete to be crowned
Rodrigo, what a strike that was!
world champion. And this summer, Haaland won't be watching from home, but you can, on DAZN. In every country in the world. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch on DAZN from the 14th of June.
Indeed, DAZN, the official global broadcaster for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which will feature 32 of the world's best football clubs from Europe, Asia, the Americas, Africa, and Oceania. Watch all 63 live matches on DAZN beginning June the 14th. Claudia downstairs with Martin Bakoli's trainer, Billy Nelson.
Thank you, Todd. Yes, we're here with Coach Nelson, a forger of outstanding talent, a very busy man this weekend. And obviously you've been working with Martin for a long time, known as strong, powerful, but very calm and a teddy bear. What did you feed him today?
I think Ajagba's just had a lot to say for himself. Martin's a very relaxed guy. But the beast will get unleashed on Saturday night, you believe me.
Oh, I've seen him. I know what he can do. But more importantly, that rivalry, trying to get that crown for the king of Africa. What's your take on that thought and that mindset walking into the ring?
Martin wants to be the king of the world, not just Africa. But, you know, it's an African thing, you've got to respect that. But Efe Ajagba is bit off way too much than he can chew.
Well, we're going to look forward to seeing a battle of big guys. We have considered this, it could be the fight of the night. But then we have another big guy, Riyadh. He's coming back, he's making his ascent to heavyweights. What kind of adjustment did you have to make in his training?
I took him right back to the basics. There was a lot missing from his game. We really worked on the basics for months, to be fair. And you can see those improvements in his work just now. He's looking really good in camp.
And I saw there was a beautiful chemistry between Martin and Richard. How did that help Richard to just get acquainted, not just only with not having problems with the scale, but also being able to handle the kind of onslaught that can come from a heavyweight?
Martin's a very helpful guy with every level of box that's in my gym. He's got time to talk to them. He'll show them what he's talking about, and it's been the same with Richard, because you know there's different levels between the two. Although you know I'm very hopeful Richard being a success himself.
We're looking forward to that. But now I need to ask a very personal question. Who's helping you out? Because while you're wrapping someone, somebody else has to be taking care of the other one. You can't split yourself up in 3 pieces.
Well, we'll just have to. I believe Richard's on first, and then Martin's on a good four fights later, so there's ample time.
Okay, I'm gonna get that in writing, so I can come into the back and just chat with you.
Anytime.
All right, so see you guys. I'm gonna be able to talk to Coach Nelson. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the weigh-in. Thank you for your time. I know you have to go to the back, but I'm gonna look for you. Don't forget. Back to you guys.
There you have it, a Mexican accent and a Scottish accent. Were you able to translate that?
Claudia's Colombian for one, but yeah, I can understand Billy Nelson, that's for sure.
All right, so Billy Nelson will be dealing with Riyadh in his corner, as well as Martin Bakole. Efe Ajagba, the opponent for Bakole, moving up to heavyweight. Talk about just being thrown right into the fire. Usually you give a guy, you know, an easy outing, sort of like they're doing for Riyadh, to get your feet wet in the heavyweight division. This guy's going right for the gusto.
And I like that. I like the fact that he wants that, because he was already at that point of fighting for a world championship. I mean, he was looking like a monster coming off his last fight. That's how you want to continue the momentum. Yes, you had a hiccup. Yes, you had some... Yeah, you got hit with one punch. It happens in the gym. It happens in sparring. This is the type of fight where he needs to just come back, annihilate his opponent, and that bad reputation, that boogeyman reputation, is back like that.
So how do you beat Bakole, other than just landing a big shot and dropping him like Joseph Parker did?
I think Billy Nelson just, you know, he hinted that. Go back to the basics. The basics is... Excuse me,
sorry, good.
The basics is the jab.
How do you beat Bakole?
I'm going to answer that.
Okay.
The basics is the jab. The long jab that Riyadh has, the big right hand, you set that up. You set that up with being patient. Let Bakole get over aggressive. Touch him to the body. Bend the knees. You got to alternate your height. Yeah, with that big power, all it takes is one punch on both sides. So I really like their chances.
All right, so we're just minutes away from Canelo Alvarez taking the stage. Let's hear a recent interview he had with Large from Barstool.
You're finally fighting outside of North America. Most of your career when you first started was fought in Mexico. You've done a couple of fights in Mexico since then. Bulk of the stuff has happened inside the United States. You're going overseas for the first time. You're going to be part of this Riyadh season. How do you feel about that? How do you feel even about the time difference?
No, we're gonna do it in the correct thing. We're gonna do, obviously we're gonna get there weeks before the fight to get used. And for me, it's different, right? For me, motivate myself to see other countries, you know, to see
to involve in this kind of big fight. So for me, go to Saudi Arabia and fight there is a motivation in this part of my career. Something need to motivate myself because I already accomplished everything. So this situation motivate myself a lot.
Canelo, normally when he fights Cinco de Mayo weekend, it's in Las Vegas or some other big city in North America. He's making the switch over here to Riyadh. It's been relatively quiet until Bakoli got the crowd fired up. What kind of environment do you expect it to be at 6 in the morning, Sunday morning, here in Riyadh for Canelo?
It's going to be quiet up until Canelo makes the entrance. I mean, who doesn't know Canelo? He's an international superstar. He's a worldwide superstar. So look, once he comes in, once the mariachi starts blaring, people are going to get amped for that. And Canelo is accustomed to this. He's accustomed to the environment. Look, he wants to make a statement against another unbeaten opponent. And Scull, even though he's the champion, we all know who the real undisputed champion is. He just needs one more belt to make it a 2-time undisputed. That's what Canelo's aiming for.
That, of course, is the main event, William Scull versus Canelo Alvarez. But the co-main event features Badou Jack, who is trained by Jonathan Banks, who is standing by with Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Todd. Yes, JB, Jonathan Banks, the master, the trainer, and we're gonna have to talk, have a tete-a-tete right here. You have a knack for getting these fighters that have been out of action, they've been, ring rusted, people have counted them out, and somehow you pull them out and you make them shine again. What is it that you do? What is that Midas touch that you have?
Well, it's called the teachings of the late great Emmanuel Stewart. That's number one. Number two, you see what a guy does best, and you put that to the forefront. So my goal only is to see what my fighter have in him and just continue to get it out of him. And the number one thing that you need to do when it comes to boxing is listen to your ears of what you hear, but more so what you see in the gym. You can't listen to the naysayers because everybody got an opinion about it. You can't listen to everyone's opinion. You have to go off what you believe and what you see in the gym, and that's what I'm doing. I'm here because of what I've seen in the gym, that he has something, that he can win this fight, and he can win it by knockout. And that's what we come here to do.
Those are some big words, especially because obviously we all talk about him being 41. It's been 2 years. A lot of politics have kept him away from having real competitive fights, but you can't take away the fact that he's been there, he's done it, he's won them, he's fought everybody and anybody. But what about just being tired and spirit just not being there? How do you keep somebody like that motivated? What do you see in his spirit that you can actually get him going?
The beauty of it is, when the spirit goes, he never would. If the spirit wasn't there, I wouldn't be there. Number one, I wouldn't be here, and he wouldn't be here. Once that fight, like when the light is out, when they turn the lights out, the chairs are still here. But when it comes to boxing, when the spirit is out, you have no more fight left in you. His spirit not out. His spirit is alive and ready. Matter of fact, his spirit was just working out an hour ago. His spirit is up and running. His spirit is hyper. His spirit seems like a young 20-year-old. So his spirit is really hyper and is really ready to go.
I gotta get the secret to that. 41, and because we had a very short conversation yesterday, and he was sharing with the guys that it's 90% genetics and the other 10% is, clean living. Do you agree with that? Is it all genetics?
A lot of it, see, when it comes to physical, your physicality, your genetics does have some play about it, but you still got to get up and put in the work. It's not just genetics. If you don't put in the work, your genetics can never kick in. So now that he's putting in the work and he's continued putting in the work, yes, it may have a little genetics in there, but what you're going to see on Saturday night / Sunday morning is all hard work. that's been over the course of time. When he was getting ready for a fight, they said, okay, the fight not happening. You're going to see all hard work, and that's what it's all about. It's all about pushing yourself, challenging yourself, and working hard. Like they said the same thing about the late, great George Foreman. At 45 years old, he got no business in there. So if you listen to the people, nobody will ever accomplish greatness. But because he believed in himself, like Badou Jack believed in himself, now together we can accomplish something great.
So real quick, just between you and I, what are we gonna hear when the last bell goes off? What do you see? What are we going to hear?
And still, Badou Jack, WBC Cruiserweight champion.
How does that sound to you?
Sounds good to me, but what I want to hear is we got a time of 2 minutes into the 9th round. The referee calls a halt to the contest because the guy just can't move no more. He can't get up. And still, WBC Cruiserweight champion of the world, Badou Jack, the Ripper.
There you go. Thank you, JB, Jonathan Banks, and there you heard it from the man himself. Back to you guys.
He says the Ripper's going to get a stoppage. Do you think Badou Jack can get a knockout win over Mikaelian? No?
No, I think Badou Jack's made for the distance. I mean, I love the fact that they have that much confidence. I love how spiritual he was. They put the work in. They're confident. All right, so Jonathan Banks is a world-renowned trainer. I have nothing but respect for him. But Badou Jack's not a one-punch knockout artist. I think he needs to wear him down. I think this goes for the distance.
Well,
with all respect.
You heard him say that he thinks the corner will have to stop it. He didn't say he was going to knock him out flat on his back. He might get a TKO win. Jonathan Banks obviously had an outstanding game plan for Eubank Jr. So congratulations for that win for Jonathan Banks. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2 Saturday night with Jonathan Banks as the trainer for Badou Jack. Canelo Alvarez did not show up yesterday for the open workout. Said a training conflict got in the way, but he is here tonight. We've got him on camera in slow motion, arriving here to Boulevard City. He always looks dapper, does he not?
He looks dapper, and he looks even more dapperer in slow motion.
Nice to see him there with his wife, and brought his daughter along to Saudi Arabia. A new experience for Canelo. As I've mentioned before, he's never fought outside of North America, so a new experience for him as we're about to see him take the dais for the press conference as he gets set to defend his titles and try and pick up another belt, that IBF belt, and become undisputed for the 2nd time in the super middleweight division.
I love the coolness. Look at how comfortable his daughter is. Like she's growing up in the limelight. She's growing up around the sunshine of Canelo, and she's absorbing him, and I love seeing that. I mean, I think we've seen her since she was born all the way down to what age she is now, and just I love it, man. Growing up in front of our eyes.
Her future's so bright, she's got to wear shades.
There you go.
Remember that song? I'm doing all right, getting good grades. My future's so bright, got to wear shades.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Yep. Canelo Alvarez, they're just putting the belts up right now on the dais. Frank Warren on the stage. Good to see the CEO of Queensberry here in Riyadh. Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora here. All right, Sergio, William Scull about to face the media. We got heated in the last press conference for the undercard. What do you expect to see as these two guys take the stage?
I think both these guys are going to be more tranquilo. They're going to be a lot more soft-spoken. And we know Canelo does his talking in the ring. He might throw a jab, a verbal jab here and there, but he does most of his talking, when it counts. William Scull, on the other hand, he's getting more comfortable to the lights, to the cameras. It's getting closer and closer to fight night. So he knows he has to show some passion. He has to show some kind of aggression, So I think there's going to be more talking from William Scull. And I think there's going to be more bad-mouthing and exchanges coming from him.
How important is it for William Scull to get off to a hot start in this fight? We've seen Canelo kind of ease into fights before.
Instead of hot... Yeah, of course you want to start off strong, but you want to be smart. You want to try to win the rounds the right way. You don't want to start off too physical, too aggressive, because it's going to fall into the hands of the more aggressive fighters. So I think William Scull is going to be all right doing what he normally does. That's jabbing, sticking on the outside, moving, getting some angles, bringing that Cuban style early into this fight. Box. box a lot more than you fight, that's how you have success.
We'll hear from Eddie Reynoso as well. He is the trainer, of course, for Canelo Alvarez. William Scull, fighting out of Cuba by way of Germany. He's been around the world waiting for his chance. He became the IBF champion, and now with a huge payday, he gets Canelo. But some guys, you know, they're just happy to get the paycheck. They're just happy to get the big fight. But to beat Canelo is a completely different ballgame. Let's get the press conference started. Let's go to Thomas Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the final press conference for Fatal Fury World Championship Boxing this Saturday, May 3rd, from the A&B Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We would first like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry, Canelo Promotions, Agon Sports and Events, and Sella, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, STA, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, and Arena Fitness Innovation. A big thanks to those great sponsors. It will be broadcast live worldwide on DAZN, and final tickets are available through WeBook.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Saturday, it is scheduled for 12 rounds and will be for the undisputed Super-Middleweight Championship of the World. Let's now welcome the participants. First, a native of Matanzas, Cuba, now making his home in Berlin, Germany. He brings an undefeated record with 23 wins, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 5 by Ring Magazine, he is the reigning and defending IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, William El Indomable Scull. And now let's welcome the 4-weight world champion. His professional record, 62 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, 39 wins come by way of knockout. He is the current Ring Magazine champion and the reigning and defending WBC, WBA, and WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the World. Damas y caballeros, el orgullo de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, Saúl Canelo Alvarez. México lindo y querido, si lejos de mí, digan que estoy And now we hand things over to your host. He's one half of DAZN's new show, The Fighter and the Writer, Mr. Chris Mannix.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you again for that little cross-promotion there. I appreciate it. And welcome, everybody, to Fatal Fury, Canelo versus Scull for the undisputed Super Middleweight Championship. I'm Chris Mannix, part of the DAZN broadcast team this weekend, and privileged to be back here in Riyadh, which over the last few years has become home to some of the biggest events in this sport. And this event, this one is no different. Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, still one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the entire world, making his first professional appearance outside of North America, taking on William Scull, the undefeated IBF 175-pound champion. We're going to hear from these two men in just a moment, but I want to introduce some of the people up here on the dais. I want to begin all the way to the right. Richard Schaefer, welcome back. Been a while. Thought you went back to banking for a minute. I didn't know you're back, but here you go. You were part of the team that brought Canelo to the US back in 2010. And here he is, 15 years later, still at the top of his game. Could you ever have imagined back then this type of sustained success?
Well, we knew back in the day when he was 17 years old and we signed him to his first promotional contract that he is a superstar in the making. You know, this is God-given talent, so we knew that he was special. And hard work and dedication, he really propelled his career. And he is today the face of boxing. In my opinion, he is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. So yes, we had those hopes, and we knew they were going to come true because he's very special.
You're a businessman, first and foremost. What do you think of this decision to fight here in Riyadh for the first time?
This is beautiful, to be part of an event like this. And I sort of knew eventually this was going to happen. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, by the way, thank you very much, not only for hosting this event, but for really elevating the sport of boxing. I knew that the most powerful man in the sport of boxing, Turki Al-Sheikh, and the #1 pound-for-pound star eventually are going to meet and eventually are going to work together because they're made for each other. Two great people, two great fans of the sport of boxing, and so I'm really excited. I know Canelo is super excited to fight for the first time outside of the Americas and to be part of this amazing card, this super-middleweight extravaganza, because the fact is you have some of the best super-middleweights in the world on this card, of course with Canelo, the pound-for-pound king and the linear champion. You have #5 ranked William Scull, a very dangerous opponent. You have #6 ranked Bruno Surace. You have #7 ranked former world champion Jaime Munguia. You have the silver medalist from Mexico, Marco Verde, on the card, who will become eventually step into Canelo's shoes and become the next superstar. So this is really part of a super middleweight extravaganza, and just so happy for everyone to be part of this.
All right, well, appreciate that. We're looking forward to seeing you again on Saturday. Turn to the man to your left, Frank Warren. Back here in Riyadh, you've been on the ground, Frank, since the very beginning of these Riyadh season shows. Now we have the face of boxing here fighting in Saudi Arabia. What does that mean for the sport?
Well, good evening, everybody. It's brilliant to be back in the kingdom again and to be here in Riyadh, the world's capital of boxing. This is where all the big fights happen, and now the biggest fighter in the world is here. It's amazing. And it's a marriage. It's made for each other. I think it's the 11th show we've been involved with here, you know, with His Excellency and with Sella. Riyadh season, it's just been a fantastic concept. It's been an amazing transition for boxing, what it's delivered, the best fights, and this fight, this man sitting to my left is boxing, isn't he? He's the biggest name in boxing, and he's here, and that tells you what's the strength of Riyadh and the Riyadh season and all what happens here. And it's been, as I say, it's been a joy to be involved with from the beginning.
You've worked a lot of events over at Queensberry. Have you ever worked one where the start time is 6 a.m. local time?
No, I haven't. I'm an early riser, so it'll be okay for me. I hope everybody else isn't here. But look, that's what happens because of time zones. You know, Mr. Canelo here, he's a massive, massive star in America and Mexico, and this is running to suit their TV schedule, and that's what it is. But the fact it's here, the fact it's happening here, says a lot about Riyadh season.
I appreciate it, Frank. We'll turn over to Team Scull. And I want to begin with Ingo Volkman, the promoter, representing Team Scull, manager. Big opportunity for your fighter on Saturday night. How confident are you going into this fight that your man can win?
Yeah, first of all, good evening as well. Very proud to be here with my boxer, William Scull, in the Riyadh season. It's a pleasure, yeah, it's an honor, really. Yeah, we are good prepared. It's a big chance to fight against the biggest boxer in boxing, but William Scull is world champion as well, and we try to get the belt from him. And that's it. No, like I said, but it's a very big chance because he's a real great boxer. I like his style, and we are really happy. But like I said, yeah, we try the best to take the belts with us.
So what makes you believe that this man has what it takes to take those belts?
Yeah, he trained very good. I mean, he's champion. He made in Cuba about 300 fights as well, like an amateur. He got a good preparation. We were on the hills. We made a really good sparring over a lot of rounds. So, yeah, and I never saw him in such good condition like he is now. So everything is possible.
All right, I appreciate it, Engel. We'll turn to the man to your left, Frankie Saldama. And Frankie, you've known this man, William Scull, for a long time. How confident are you going into this fight?
En primer lugar, bienvenido. Llevas mucho tiempo conociendo a tu boxeador aquí. ¿Cuánta confianza tienes de cara a esta pelea?
100%. La confianza que tengo es 100%.
100%. The confidence I have in him is 100%.
So what does he have to do to get the win on Saturday night?
¿Qué tiene que hacer para llevarse la victoria el sábado por la noche?
Lo que siempre ha hecho hasta ahora, pelear.
What he's always done up to now, just fight, go out and fight.
You heard Ingo say he's had the best camp in the best shape. Do you feel like he is at his best coming into this fight?
Acabamos de escuchar que ha tenido el mejor campamento de su vida. ¿En tu opinión está en sus mejores condiciones de su vida?
Y sí, la verdad que la preparación fue buenísima, fue muy buena y lo vamos a demostrar el 3 de mayo.
Yeah, the training camp was fantastic. It went really well. And he's going to prove that on the 3rd of May.
All right, well, appreciate it, Frankie's. Good luck on Saturday. We'll turn to the right side again and talk to Eddie Reynoso, the legend, Mexican trainer, longtime trainer of Canelo Alvarez. And Eddie, very different fight for Canelo. Different time zones, different training. Has your preparation changed at all for this fight?
Sí, en primer lugar, obviamente es una leyenda, Eddie Reynoso, estamos hablando contigo ahora mismo. Obviamente sabemos que va a haber un horario diferente para esta pelea, has tenido una preparación diferente. ¿Cuánto has tenido que cambiar de cara a esta pelea?
Pues no, es realmente cuando un boxeador tiene disciplina, un peleador con tanta carrera como es Canelo ya tiene toda la experiencia para ajustarse a todo tipo de situaciones. Se hablaba mucho de pelear que a las 6 de la mañana, pero yo creo que un gran campeón puede pelear a las 3, a las 4, a las 12, es lo mismo. Creo que para eso son campeones, para eso se preparan y vamos a estar listos para el sábado.
Now, I think a lot of people talk about, the time change, fighting at 6 a.m., but I think when you work with somebody as disciplined as Canelo has that experience, he can adjust to any type of timetable. You talk about it be a 6 a.m. fight, he could be fighting at 3, 4, even midnight, it doesn't matter. He's a champion, and he's shown that, and he will go on to show that.
You mentioned the discipline, and Canelo has been in boxing for a very long time, but at 34, he still is close to the top of his game. How do you explain that? How do you explain Canelo still being this great at this stage of his career?
Se has hablado de la disciplina, pero a los 34 años, Canelo sigue siendo en el top de su boxeo. ¿Cómo puedes explicar esto, que sigue siendo un grande a estas alturas de su carrera?
No, pues la formación que tuvo desde que empezaba, la disciplina que él manejó desde niño, desde que era adolescente, desde que era un peleador amateur, y más que nada sus ganas de seguir creciendo en el boxeo, en la vida, creo que es lo que lo ha mantenido con los pies bien puestos en la tierra y como tú dices, sus 34 años, pero él es mejor que muchos que tienen 20 y más que nada en el gimnasio, fuera del ring, es todo un ejemplo y lo que lo ha mantenido pues es como te digo la disciplina y las ganas de querer ser mejor siempre.
Yeah, so, one of the things we have to say is that how disciplined he's always been. Even when he was in the gym as a teenager, an adolescent, he always showed that he had that willingness and that hunger to continue growing in the sport. And you mentioned there that he's 34, but he's in better shape than some fighters who are 20. He's an example in the ring and outside it. So when you ask me why is the case that he's still at the top of his game, it's the discipline that he shows continually.
You've seen that Cuban style before, about a decade ago, a little more, faced Erislandy Lara. What kind of fight are you expecting from William Scull?
Si vas experimentando lo que es el estilo cubano contra Erislandy Lara en el pesado, ¿qué clase de pelea esperas el sábado?
No, sin duda alguna el boxeo cubano, la escuela es de las mejores del mundo, ha tenido grandes campeones, grandes entrenadores, pero creo que lo del sábado se debe de imponer la escuela mexicana. William Scull por algo es el campeón del mundo, es un tremendo boxeador, es un peleador que tiene muchas cualidades y más que nada, como te digo, es un peleador cubano con gran escuela. Nosotros venimos aquí a ganar, tenemos muchísimos planes y William Scull va a ser un escalón más para la carrera de Saúl.
So, what I want to say, without doubt, the Cuban boxing school is one of the best. It's produced some wonderful champions, also some great trainers. But I think what we need to do on Saturday is impose the Mexican school on William Scull. William Scull's a great fighter. He's a wonderful champion, and he comes from a great Cuban boxing school. But we have lots of plans, and we're coming to win on Saturday, and it will be a step up following this fight for Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Who's going to be harder to get out of bed on Saturday, you or Canelo?
¿Para quién va a ser más difícil levantarse por la mañana el sábado? ¿Para ti o para Canelo?
Pues para quién será, no, para nadie.
For nobody.
Yo creo que para Mauricio que está allá, para Sulaimán que acaba de llegar ayer apenas.
I think it's really tougher for Mauricio Suleiman, who's just arrived.
No, nosotros estamos listos, por eso tenemos una preparación de
más de 3 meses. Tiene sueño.
No, we're ready and we're prepared for this time zone change.
All right, appreciate it, Eddie. Let's turn to the fighters, and let's start to my left, William Scull, the reigning IBF 175-pound champion. And just for clarity, William, it's Scull, right? We're going to go William Scull with the pronunciation.
Para iniciar, se pronuncia tu nombre Scull, ¿no?
Sí, así es, Scull.
That's right.
All right, well, you won this title last year after Canelo elected to vacate the belt. Were you surprised when you and your team got the call that he wanted to fight you?
Sí, obviamente gané este título cuando ya supimos que Canelo había vacado el título. ¿Te sorprendió que te llamaron para esta pelea?
No, sinceramente sí, no, me sorprendió, pero bueno, uno siempre estaba entrenando, ¿no? Siempre estaba manteniendo la disciplina porque sabía en cualquier momento me iba a tocar la posibilidad y la verdad que tengo que agradecer al equipo de Canelo porque hayan aceptado la posibilidad de esta gran pelea y bueno, y nosotros siempre demostrar que siempre estábamos listos.
Yes, so we were surprised, to be honest, but you're always in training and you're ready and you're thinking about the possibility that something could come along about this. And, I have to thank Team Canelo for accepting this fight. And we're looking forward to going and having a great fight.
Many have tried to beat this man. Only 2 have officially succeeded. What do you have to do to win on Saturday night?
Sí, muchas lo han intentado, solo 2 han tenido éxito cuando se han enfrentado a Canelo. ¿Qué tienes que hacer diferente o qué tienes que hacer el sábado?
Eso se va viendo round a round. Yo he hecho una gran preparación, soy un boxeador que maneja las 3 distancias. Estamos listos para esta gran pelea y solamente se va viendo el plan de trabajo round a round. No podemos verse locos ni te puedo explicarle ahora qué es lo que vamos a hacer, ¿no? Porque si no estamos dándote la comida en la mesa, te la estamos poniendo.
So we'll have to take it round by round. I've had a great preparation, and I'm a boxer that can manage all types of distances within the ring, different ranges. So we'll have to see how that plan develops. We're not going to go crazy throughout the fight, and we're not going to kind of go into the fight plan now because that would be giving an advantage, putting food on the table of our opponents.
I'm sure you've seen or there are people out there that are thinking maybe William Scull is just happy to be here, just happy to be in this type of fight. What would you say to those people who think you're happy to be here and maybe not here to win?
Sí, muchos están pensando o quizás diciendo que William Scull está nada más contento por estar aquí y no tiene las ganas para ganar la pelea porque es suficiente que esté aquí, que esté contento.
Yo salí de Cuba hace 23 años, brinqué 4 países, me enfrenté a culturas diferentes, a que la persona pase lo que está pasando ahora, que se subestime,
Y hoy, gracias a Dios, soy campeón mundial. Y hoy, gracias a Dios, voy a hacer una pelea unificada con el campeón Saúl. Así que lo que digan la gente no me preocupa. Yo vengo a hacer mi trabajo y a demostrar que sí se puede.
Yeah, so I left Cuba 23 years ago. Since then, I've gone on to face fights in 24 countries. You know, I've always faced different cultures, gone into fighting other opponents where people have underestimated me. You know, I thank God for this opportunity to go into Unify. You know, I don't really care what people say. You know, all I know is that I'm going into the fight to show that, yes, you can.
All right, well, good luck on Saturday, William. We appreciate you. Let's turn to the face of boxing, the unified super middleweight champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, you've been a part of 66 professional fights. Does number 67 this week feel a little bit different?
Feels the same for me. I love boxing, I enjoy boxing, and for me it's the same. I'm very excited to be here in Riyadh. That's the only change. It's one of my dreams, fighting in another country. Now I'm about to do it, and I'm excited. It's the same for me. It's the same, excited, motivated, and you know, I'm ready for Saturday.
You've been under a pretty consistent routine over the years. You train in Southern California, you go to Vegas to fight. What's it been like training, being in Saudi Arabia over these last few weeks?
Oh, at the beginning it's a little bit difficult, a little bit different, no? For the time, for the weather too, it's a little bit heavy, but that's why I come 3 weeks before, because I knew this is gonna happen, but I'm ready now.
You've accomplished a lot in your long career. 4-division world champion, unified champion, undisputed champion. A win this weekend will earn you undisputed status for the second time as a pro. Would that mean something to you?
Means a lot, because it's history for my career. That's what I want. And that kind of things motivate myself, so means a lot.
It's about 11 years ago that you faced Erislandy Lara at 154 pounds. So you're familiar with this Cuban style of boxing. What kind of fight are you expecting to this man, William Scull?
Oh, I expect the same. At the beginning, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you know, I'm different Canelo now, and he's going to feel it Saturday, believe me.
You've talked a lot over the last few years about guys just trying to survive when they get in the ring with you in the later rounds. Do you think this man is going to go for it, or do you think we're going to see him try to survive?
I hope so. I hope so, right? But I don't think so. He say he's going to eat me, but the only thing he's going to eat is he's gonna eat this. Look, this. And everybody talks shit. But when they step in the ring, it's going to be something different. He's going to feel something different for sure. Believe me. This is nothing new for me. But for him, it's going to be something different. And he's going to feel something different for sure.
All right, we'll see these two guys on Saturday night. Terrific event. Fatal Fury, Canelo versus Scull. The undisputed super middleweight championship. We're going to face these two men off and get ready for this weekend.
Well, Sergio, a little trash talk right there at the end from Canelo. He said, William Scull says he's going to eat me. The only thing he's going to be eating is my right hand.
Yeah, enter right fist from Canelo Alvarez. No, I love that. And look, we've been seeing Saul Canelo Alvarez for a long time. He's always been
And let's get him off his kilter a little bit. You know, there's two ways to deal with an opponent. You talk trash, you get in his face, you rile him up, or you just lay back a little bit, you play Mr. Nice Guy, and you're trying to handle your business in the ring. And it appears that Scull, outside of saying I'm going to eat him, is planning on doing his job in the ring, Sergio.
Yeah, normally if you're going to keep that temperament, do it from beginning, middle, and end. You know, you don't change your ways once the man is in front of you. That's all I'm saying. You got to keep it real all the way.
All right, let's show you what we have coming up here as Fight Week continues from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. local time here, 2 p.m. Eastern, it will be the weigh-in, Canelo versus Scull. This weekend, you can join us for two incredible nights. Friday, Garcia, Romero, Times Square in New York City, presented by the Ring Magazine, and Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Then it's Destination Riyadh, Saturday night, Alvarez, and a stack card taking on William Scull. And remember, you can keep up to date with all the events on offer by heading to the DAZN platform and going to the schedule section, where you'll find all the live action, including some incredible matchups in the UK.
I'm ready, and I'm coming to take the title in Nottingham.
I want to achieve my maximum. I want to do everything I can do, and being a two-weight world champion is my next step.
This is the Hurt Game.
Unbelievable, CQ. This has got the recipe for Fight of the Year.
Work there from Kakachi.
Big shot from Lee Wood.
Watch this fight. This is going to be a standout fight this year.
Saturday, May 10th, Kakachi defends his IBO Super Featherweight World title against Lee Wood. May 24th, Josh Taylor is back, making his Queensberry debut in Glasgow. Then we're off to Australia as the IBF Cruiserweight champion Jai Opataya defends his title on June 8th. Part of over 185 fight nights each year live on DAZN. So tomorrow, it's our weigh-in here from Saudi Arabia, but later tonight, if you're watching in North America right now, it's the weigh-in from New York City, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Barbosa, Ramirez. I mean, it's going to be incredible, including an NYPD versus the fire department match in Times Square. Sergio, the press conference was off the chain yesterday. What do you think is going to happen to the weigh-in?
Well, it's not going to be classy gentlemen, I'll tell you that, because it's getting closer and closer to fight night, and that's what we want to see. When they're doing all that talking, finally when they're around each other, I want to see a little physicality. We know we're going to see it from Teofimo. We know we're going to see it from Barbosa. He's been itching to get out there. Devin Haney's been hyping up the crowd, goading the crowd, wanting to be the bad guy. Ryan Garcia, we've been getting cold Ryan Garcia and hot Ryan Garcia. I hope we get the spicy one tomorrow.
I think we're missing two very important characters, Bill Haney and Oscar De La Hoya. I think they're going to continue the show, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in that face-off, just because.
Well, we're going to stay up late tonight and watch that for sure live here from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We'll see you right back tomorrow for our weigh-in. For Sergio, Claudia, and the entire DAZN crew, I'm Todd Grisham. Good night from the Kingdom.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, Saturday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, Canelo versus Scull. The King stakes his legacy once more for the undisputed crown. Standing in his way is Warrior Scull, undefeated and poised to decimate the division. On a knockout weekend of boxing. Get Canelo versus Scull, Saturday, May 3rd. Live exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.